I'd always wanted to be a writer, and there was a poet, since deceased, named Alberta Turner, who taught poetry here, and I had a verse writing course, and that meant a great deal to me. I left again, I moved to Texas, and did no good in Texas either. So when I came back to Cleveland State, I think it was 1980, I still didn't know what I was doing, but I had a place to do it. I know that sounds a little aimless and unfocused, but that's accurate. I was aimless and unfocused, but I knew, having been in the workplace for many years as, at jobs that were honorable but menial, bartender, forklift operator, that kind of thing. My writing certainly wasn't getting any better, and it was hard work. I wanted to go to school somewhere, and the only place that made sense is also the only place that I felt would have me, and that was CSU. But it meant a lot to be in class with people who really had a wealth of knowledge and experience, and who gave me the kind of affirmation I didn't realize I was craving at the time. It stayed with me. I've used it to shore me up to this day, probably. I did a lot of serious magazine stuff, but as time went by, as the years flew, it became more celebrity-oriented. So, over the years, I smoked a joint with Tupac once. I wasn't writing about him. He was making a movie with Mickey Rourke, who I was writing about. What I mean is, I think my experience here prepared me to go to Los Angeles and do yoga with Charlize Theron. I think my experience here left, when I went to grad school, I was lucky and got into a really, my wife got into none of the my then wife got into none of the graduate programs she applied to. I got into one. But it was a great writing program. But the experience of being a Viking, the first story I ever wrote for GQ 25 years ago was about Kevin Mackey, after he left Cleveland State. So it's not just some abstract, this place gave me more than I could ever give back. It formed me in a lot of ways and gave me, I wouldn't even call it confidence. It's just the kind of attitude where, you might feel nervous, you might feel intimidated, but what difference does that make? You're still going to show up and do the best you can. I learned that here. My fellow nominees, I'm honored to be among you. I want to thank Cleveland State University for everything it's given me. This award, without question, is absolutely the richest, most significant moment that I think I've ever had as a Clevelander, or certainly as a Cleveland State grad. A wonderful, wonderful thing. Thank you so much.